Manvantara Ishanu Katha Virodo Muktir Ashraya. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Sukdev Goswami said, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 divisions of statements regarding the following: the creation of the universe, sub-creation, planetary systems, protection by the Lord, the creative impetus, the change of Manus, the science of God, returning home back to Godhead, liberation, and the summum bonum. And we read towards this. Sthiti Vaikunta Vijaya Oshanam Tat Anugraha Anantarani Saddharma Utaya Karma Vasana. Translation purport by His Majesty Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The right situation for the living entity is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Person Godhead. The Manus and their laws are meant to give right directions in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for fruitful work. Purport. This material world is created, maintained for some time and again annihilated by the will of the Lord. The ingredients for creation and the subordinate creator Brahma are first created by Lord Vishnu in his first and second incarnations. The first Purusha incarnation is Mahavishnu and the second Purusha incarnation is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, from whom Brahma is created. The third Purusha avatar is Shirodakshay Vishnu, who lives as super soul of everything in the universe and maintains the creation generated by Brahma. Shiva is one of the many sons of Brahma and he annihilates the creation. Therefore, the original creator of the universe is Vishnu and is also the maintainer of the created beings by his causeless mercy. As such, it is the duty of all conditioned souls to acknowledge the victory of the Lord and thus become pure devotees and live peacefully in the world, where miseries and dangers are always in existence. The conditioned souls who take the material creation as the place for satisfaction of senses and thus are illusioned by the external energy of Vishnu remain again to the subjected the laws of material nature, creation and destruction. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that beginning from topmost planet of this universe down to the lowest planet, Patal Loka, all are destructible, and the living and the conditioned souls may travel in space either by good or bad work or by modern spacecraft, but they are sure to die everywhere, although the duration of life in different planets is different. The only means to attain eternal life is to go back home, back to Godhead, where there is no more rebirth as in these material planets. The conditioned souls, being unaware of this very simple fact, because of forgetting their relationship with the Lord of Vaikuntha, try to plan out a permanent life in this material world. Being illusioned by the external energy, they thus become engaged in various types of economic and religious development, forgetting that they are meant for going back home, back to Godhead. This forgetfulness is so strong due to the influence of Maya that the conditioned souls do not at all want to go back to Godhead. By sense enjoyment, they become victims of birth and death repeatedly and thus spoil human lives, which are chances for going back to Vishnu. The directive scriptures made by the Manus in different ages and millenniums are called Saddharma, good guidance for human beings, who should take advantage of all revealed scriptures for their own interest, to make life successful termination. The creation is not false, but is temporary manifestation, just to give a chance for conditioned souls to go back to Godhead. The desire to go back to Godhead and functions performed in that direction form the right path of work. When such a regulative path is accepted, Lord gives all protection to his devotees by his causeless mercy, while the non-devotees risk their own activities to bind themselves in a chain of reactions. The word Saddharma is significant in this connection. Saddharma, or the duty performed for going back home to Godhead and thus becoming his unallied devotee, is the only pious activity. All others may pretend to be pious, but actually they are not. It is for this reason only that the Lord advises in Bhagavad Gita that one give up all so-called religious activities and completely engage in devotional service of the Lord to become free from all anxieties due to the dangerous life of material existence. To work situated in Saddharma is the right direction of life. One's aim of life should be to go back home, back to Godhead, and not be subjected to repeated birth and death in material world by getting good or bad bodies for temporary existence. Herein lies the influence of human life, and one should desire the activities of life in that way. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tamagyanam Vimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pradini Nirvishesha Shunmukami Panchanta Deshtarini Panchakalpurusya Kripasindujayocha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everybody along with me.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you very much for being present for today's Bhagavat Sravana. I am extremely grateful to the organizers and Krishna Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to speak something about Bhagavatam. Am I audible to everybody? I think the sound has to be. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Little more. Am I audible to you? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I understandable? Yes. If you are not able to understand, please let me know. I will try to repeat so that I make my best attempt to be understandable. So I seek blessings of all wonderful devotees assembled here so that I can speak something for my own edification. This chapter is entitled Srimad Bhagavatam is answer to all questions. Whatever human mind can think of, and certainly we cannot be able to think of. All these things are answered in this great literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. And this first verse of 10th chapter of 2nd canto, it is said that 10 topics are being discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam. What are these 10 topics? Atra sargo visarvasya sthanam poshanam putaya manvantara eshanu katham viroda mukti ashraya. So these are 10 topics discussed in Bhagavatam. What is the first topic? Sarga. Sarga means primary creation. Creation of all material elements. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, then sense objects and senses. And mind. So this primary creation is done by first Purusha Avatar, Mahavishnu, Avatar Daksha Vishnu. He further responds into form of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And then from him comes Brahmaji, the first engineer of this world. And he does secondary creation called as Visarga. So primary creation is done by Vishnu. Secondary creation is done by Brahmaji. So Sarga, Visarga. Then Sthanam. Sthanam means position of various living entities as per their consciousness, as per their activities. This is called of universal geography. So we see Sarga is described generally in 2nd and 3rd canto. Visarga is described in 3rd, 4th and first part of 5th canto. And Sthanam, the universal geography of the universe is described in 5th canto, first part. So many times people in modern times are wondering whether are there, how many planets are there, whether is there life on other planets or not. Bhagavatam describes which other planets are there, what kind of life is also there. It's not that life is only on Earth. So this Atma is Sarvagata. Sarvagata means can exist everywhere. It can exist in fire, because Atma cannot be burned by fire. Divinity can exist in ice also. It can exist underground also. It can exist everywhere. It's not that we need oxygen or we need water for survival. Soul doesn't need all these material things for survival. Human beings may need, but soul doesn't need. So soul can take different bodies. In sun, you can take fiery body, and which is conducive to the that atmosphere. So sthanam describes which all living entities are which place in this universe, and that is also positioned as per their consciousness. Then poshanam means protection by the Lord. So how anybody takes shelter of Lord, Ame Bhaktya Punashiti. Krishna says, my devotees never perish. Even if sometimes they undergo some difficult, sometimes they may do some mistakes also, still Krishna protects. So this Poshanam part is explained in 6th canto. How Ajamila was protected, and how Uttarasur was protected. All these things. Even they did little some mistakes, but they were protected by Lord and delivered by Lord. Then 5th topic is discussed is Uti. I was asked to speak on this Uti, which I will elaborate a little bit. But first I will explain all the things about this. Uti means inclination or impetus to do activities. There are auspicious and inauspicious inclinations to do auspicious and inauspicious activities because of auspicious and inauspicious desires. So this Uti is described in 7th canto. And Manvantara, universal administration, is described in 8th canto. We have local administration of a city, and then administration of a nation, then there is global administration. Similarly, there is universal administration. Like here we see every 4 years president changes in America. American president elections happen after every 4 years. In India, prime minister election happens after every 5 years. So those are local administrators. Similarly for universal administrators, there are Indra. Indra, every 71 Manvantara, Indra is changed. One Manvantara, one Divya Yuga cycle, 71 Divya Yuga cycle, one Indra changes. One Divya Yuga is Satyug Treta Dwapar Kali. One Kali Yuga is 4,32,000. Twice of that is Dwapar Yuga. Twice of that is Treta Yuga. 4 times is Satyug. So one Divya Yuga is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. 10 into 4.3 lakh. That is 43 lakh 20,000 is one Divya Yuga. Into 71. That is time of one Indra, who is the king of Devatas, who take care of universal administration. So management keeps on changing after that time. So Manvantara. So all details about Manvantara are described in 8th canto. Then Ishanukatha, science of God and wonderful pastimes of God, that is described in 9th canto. And then 8th topic is Nirodha. Nirodha is destruction of this material universe. There is a creation, maintenance, and then destruction. Again creation, maintenance, destruction. So destruction, how like we see in the morning people go and set up their office, then evening they wind up their office. Again next day morning they set up their office, again evening wind up. No? So like that also, this in this world there is setup and then winding up. So Nirodha is winding up of this universe. And the 9th topic discusses Mukti. Mukti means in this world there is a lot of suffering. People are born in cycle of birth and death. Mukti means how to get liberated from this cycle of birth and death. How to get liberated from all sufferings. That is Mukti. And 10th topic is Ashraya, supreme shelter. And supreme shelter, ultimate shelter is Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda, Anadir Adi Govinda, Sarva Karma. So 10th topic is Ashraya, Krishna, and that is described in 10th canto. Ishamukata is described in 9th canto, Virodh is described in 12th canto, Mukti is described in 11th canto. And the supreme topic, most important topic, Ashraya is discussed in 10th canto. 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is the biggest canto in the entire Bhagavatam. There are total 335 chapters. Out of these 335 to 90 chapters are in 10th canto. So almost 1/4 kind of thing is 10th canto. And so all the Mahapuranas talk about all this 10 subject matter. And Srimad Bhagavatam also talks about this 10 subject matter. However, there is special emphasis on this Ashraya. All other 9 topics are described to glorify this 10th topic. The main focus is this Ashraya, Lord, Krishna. Like we see here, there are lights are there. How many lights are here? There are how many lights here? 2 lights are there. They are focused on Krishna, isn't it? So what is the purpose of that light? So that we can better have darshan of Krishna. We can better appreciate the beauty of Krishna, isn't it? Krishna is anyway beautiful. Krishna doesn't need any external light. But still, for conditioned souls like us, if light is there, we can better appreciate the beauty. Yes or no? So similarly, these 9 topics are 9 lights which illumine glories of Krishna. You just hear about Krishna, yes, wonderful, you can appreciate more. But when you hear all other 9 topics also, you can appreciate Krishna more. Oh, Krishna is so great, so amazing. When you hear, oh Sarva, how is actually cause of all causes? No? He has no other cause. Sarva, how Rama does second decade, but he prays to Krishna beforehand. And it is Krishna who empowers Brahmaji to do secondary creation. Sthana, how all places in the universe, though we see those who are devotees of Lord, who serve, they are in higher places. The topmost people in this universe are actually devotees of Krishna. And how Krishna, they are always protected by God, Krishna, you can see. And how this administration taking care in this world, how all these things are very nice. When we understand everything, we can better appreciate Supreme Shelter, Supreme Person called Krishna. And one topic which I was asked to speak today was this Uti. Uti means like Utpanna. Utpanna means taking birth again, to come up again. So impressions created by Jiva's actions lead to future births. Everybody does auspicious inauspicious activities based on their auspicious inauspicious desires, which are based on their previous auspicious inauspicious activities. So when you do some good or bad activities, that create good and bad desires also. That further lead to good and bad activities. And the good and bad activities and the desires continue this cycle of birth and death. So this Uti things are specifically described in 7th canto. What is auspicious, what is inauspicious? What are auspicious activities or what are inauspicious activities? What are auspicious desires, what are inauspicious desires? And to demonstrate that, there is a beautiful pastime of Narasimhadev, Lal Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu describes inauspicious path. What not to do, what not to be. Lal Maharaj describes auspicious path. What to do, how to be. And we see that, for example, I will read from 7th canto, 3rd chapter. We see when Hiranyakashipu heard that his brother was killed by Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu was killed by Vishnu. So immediately he desired to take revenge. And he went on to do great austerities. And when he pleased Brahmaji, what did he ask? He asked so many things. First thing he asked was, please bless me, I become immortal. May I not be killed by anybody. Brahma said, I am myself not immortal. How can I make you immortal? So ask some other thing. Then he asked that may I not be killed by any other living that is created by you. There are 8.4 million types of species. May I not be killed by all of them. May I not be killed by on earth. May I not be killed in water. May I not be killed in space. May I not be killed inside home. May I not be killed outside home. May I not be killed by any weapons. So in this way he asked, he asked, may I become a soul controller, proprietor, soul ruler over entire universe. May I get all the mystic powers. May I become small than smallest, bigger than biggest. May I be able to understand everybody's mind. May I be able to get anything from anywhere. So may I get all these mystic powers. And Brahma said Tatastu. And as soon as he got all the powers, what did he do? He used those powers to harass all the beings and create so much of disturbance. He tried to enjoy his life to fullest, and he tortured living entities to greatest extent. And practically everybody was at his beck and call. Everybody was saluting him. Indra and all devatas ran away. He took charge of entire universal administration in his own hand. He became supreme ruler. But in spite of becoming control of entire universe, and despite enjoying best of self-gratification which anybody can ever imagine, Srimad Bhagavatam says he was not satisfied. Saitam nirjita kabu ekarada vishayan priyan yathopajo sambhunjano matropyata ajitrendriya. So though Ekarad, he was unrivaled king. In spite of achieving the power to control in all directions, and in spite of enjoying all types of dear sense gratification as much as possible, Hiranyakashipu was dissatisfied because of instead of controlling his senses, he remained well servant. So here we see from Bhagavatam, here is a personality who had got maximum control and who had unimaginable sense enjoyment. But in spite of that, he was not satisfied. So in this world we see everybody is trying to earn money, increase their position, increase their power, and enjoy all varieties of enjoyment. All science and technology, what they are trying to do? Increase enjoyment and reduce suffering. But here Bhagavatam is telling about this person who had achieved perfection in science and technology. And he had achieved maximum sense gratification, sense enjoyment. But still he was not happy. Because he had not controlled his mind and senses. And he could not control his mind and senses because this mind and senses can be controlled only by God. Only when we engage this mind and senses in service of God can mind and senses be satisfied, peaceful. So, Bhagavatam 9:7 can give this example of Hiranyakashipu, how his material desires were there, how he tried to fulfill. And even if he achieved material perfection, he was not satisfied in his heart. Whereas, contrary to that, he had a son. His name was Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj was so exalted. But he heard Bhagavatam when he was in the womb of mother. And when he was born, he was already great devotee of Lord. And his materialistic teachers tried to teach him demonic principles, but he did not learn. And he was always practicing devotional service. And when his father came to know that he was practicing devotional service to Vishnu, he became so upset. He tried to kill him. he tried his best by trying to kill him with weapons, trying to throw him under feet of mad elephants, trying to put him in the snake pit, trying to throw him from the top of mountain, trying to drown him in the ocean, he trying to put him in fire. He tried all different ways to kill Prahlad. He was 5-year-old boy. But no matter how many ways he tried to kill, he was not able to kill. Because Prahlad was always thinking of God and remembering God. And whichever difficult situation he was put, God always protected him. So this father, Hiranyakashipu, became so disturbed and upset. One time he directly challenged, "My dear son Prahlad, where are you getting this strength from?" Prahlad said, "My dear Papa, I am getting strength from same place where you are getting your strength." Hiranyakashipu said, "No, I am not getting strength from anywhere. This is my strength." He said, "Papa, no. This strength coming from Supreme Lord. It's not your strength. So you are getting strength from Supreme Lord, Krishna, Vishnu, and I am also getting strength from him." So Hiranyakashipu asked, "Where is your father? Where is this Vishnu? Where is God?" He said, "God is everywhere." He said, "I am not able to see anywhere." He said, "He is there everywhere." Then he asked, "Is this God in this pillar?" Prahlad said, "Yes." And then Hiranyakashipu took his great mace and hit the pillar. When he was about to hit, from the pillar came Narasimha Bhagavan, half man, half lion, incarnation God. Namaste Narasingaya,
Namaste Narasingaya,
Prahlad Ladadaine,
Prahlad-ladadaine,
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha,
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha,
Shilatankai Nakhalai,
Shilasankanakalaye,
Ito Narsinga Parato Narsinga,
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha,
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsinga,
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha,
Bahir Narsinga Hridaye Narsinga,
Mahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha,
Narasingam Madim Sharanam Prapate,
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapate,
Kamakara Kamala Pare Nakam Aduta Shringa Kavita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinda Keshava Vrita Arari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Sagar Kamala Bare, Nakam Aruta Shringa, Kalika Hiranyakashipu, Tanubrinda, Keshavarita Narari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
So Narasimha appeared, and there was a fight between Hiranyakashipu and Narasimha, and then Narasimha finally, after playing with him for some time, like cat plays with the rat for some time before killing, like that. After that, Narasimha he caught hold of Hiranyakashipu and took him on the doorway, not outside house, not inside house, and then he sat on the doorway and he put Hiranyakashipu on his lamp. Hiranyakashipu was not on the ground, not on the sky, but he was in his lamp, and he took his nails. He did not use any other weapons and just pierced his body with nails and killed Hiranyakashipu. So we see that Hiranyakashipu had practiced so many austerities and he wanted to become immortal. But because he did not align with God and because he just tried to enjoy and create trouble for everybody, and especially finally when he tried to trouble, great devotee Prahlad, Lord appeared and killed him. Because Prahlad is a simple boy, 5-year-old boy. He did not come from great austerities. He was simple, he just remembered God, chanted his names, and he was always protected by God. And Lord was so pleased with his devotional service. Generally, if you have little difficulty, we will give devotional service. If you are threatened and I will kill you, don't chant Hare Krishna. You say, okay, I will give, please spare my life. Oh, I will, your job, you will be fired from the job, you chant Hare Krishna. Okay, I want my job, please don't fire me. So, if you are threatened, we will give chanting Hare Krishna. But you see, Prahlad was threatened in so many ways. But he never gave up chanting Hare Krishna. Never gave up worshiping Krishna. And Krishna protected him always. And so Lord was so pleased. And he said, my dear Prahlad, I am so pleased with you. To see your faith, to see your devotional service. So please ask any benediction you want. So Prahlad said, my dear Lord, I am not a merchant. I am not doing some seva to get some results. I am just serving you out of love. You are my eternal master, I am your eternal servant. I am just happy serving you. Lord said, no, ask something for my pleasure. Then he said, Yadi dasasi me kaman
यदि दास्यसि मे कामान्
varam svam varadarshava
वरस्त्वं वरदर्शय
kamanam ridi asammoham
कामानां सम्मोहं
bhavatastu varam.
भवतस्तु हृदयवरम्.
He said, my dear Narasimhadev, my dear Lord, you are the best of the givers of benediction. If you at all want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart, let there be no material desires. Let my heart be always filled with desire to serve you and please you. And may I not have any single desire to enjoy separate from you. Let there be no single material desire. So that was the prayer he asked. So we see, Hiranyakashipu, his heart was filled with all types of material desires. And Prahlad Maharaj, he had not a single desire, material desire in heart. His heart was filled with spiritual desires. Because Hiranyakashipu's heart was filled with material desires, he was always disturbed. Because Prahlad Maharaj's heart was filled with spiritual desires, he was always happy and satisfied in all situations. Then Narasimhadev said, my dear Prahlad, already your heart is pure, you ask something more. He said, my dear Lord, if you want to bless me, then please forgive my father. My father was ignorant. He was unnecessarily envious of you and unnecessarily created havoc and caused so much of disturbance to all people. Please forgive him. Just see, father tried to kill this 5-year-old boy by all means. But this 5-year-old boy, Prahlad, he never became envious of father. Rather, when his father was killed, later he asked God, my dear Lord, please bless my father. So, Prahlad always loved his father. He never became envious of father, though father was envious of him. So this is a characteristic of a devotee. When one becomes devotee, he loves God, and when one loves God, one loves all, including his enemy. So Lord said, my dear Prahlad, because you are devotee, what to speak of your father? Your 21 generations are delivered. So this is Prahlad Maharaj. So we see that, unfavorable, this inauspicious desires and activities represented by Hiranyakashipu. Auspicious desires and activities represented by Prahlad Maharaj. Inauspicious desires and activities ultimately are because of ultimate cause of that is ignorance. When living entity wants to enjoy life in this material world, he is sent in this material world. And when he comes, he is covered by 5 layers of ignorance. First layer of ignorance is called as tamas. Because of tamas, one forgets one's real identity. One forgets I am spirit soul, Atma. One forgets I am Sachidananda. One forgets I am part and parcel of God, I am part and parcel of Krishna. eternal servant of Krishna. So, when one wants to enjoy separate from God, he is sentimental and he is covered with first layer of ignorance, that is called tamas. He forgets his identity. Then he is covered with second layer of ignorance, that is called as moha. Moha means he starts identifying himself with body. He starts thinking, I am this body, I am matter. And when one starts thinking I am matter, actually what kind of desires he will have? Material desires. And if you have material desires, what kind of activities will you do? Material activities. And material activities, all material activities are sinful activities, which lead to suffering. So again, one is covered by third layer of ignorance, that is called as Mahamoha. Mahamoha means one starts thinking oneself as proprietor, controller, and enjoyer. And then one is covered by fourth layer of ignorance, that is called Kamishka. When one thinks I am proprietor, controller, enjoyer, he makes plans to enjoy. And in this world, whatever plan to enjoy we may make, that plan will be smashed. And when plan is smashed, we will become frustrated and we will become angry. The anger rising out of frustration, that is called Kamishka. Fourth level. And when one plan is frustrated, we make second plan, it gets smashed. Then we make third plan, that gets smashed. Many plans we make, and every plan we make gets smashed. And when all the plans are getting smashed, then we develop insecurity. We develop existential fear. We feel that struggle for survival. And that is nothing but fifth layer of ignorance, that is under condition. So one is covered by these 5 layers of ignorance, and then one continues to suffer in this world. So, because of ignorance, one develops wrong mindsets, wrong attitudes, wrong perceptions. Then one gets into wrong association, he does wrong activities, and then he suffers. And when one does wrong activities, it also leads to kutam. Kutam means proclivities, wrong tendencies, and that further makes the cycle endless. So because of ignorance, maybe I will show you one cycle. Okay, are you able to see? Because of ignorance, avidya. Ignorance means to think oneself to be body. Ignorance means ignorance of self and ignorance about God. So one forgets God, one forgets one's real identity as Atma, soul. One forgets I am spiritual being Atma. And one starts identifying with body, matter. So avidya, that is ignorance. When one thinks I am matter, naturally it leads to material desires. And all material desires are sinful desires. Material desire is desire separate from God. Any desire separate from God is material desire, and all material desires are sinful desires. So when one does sinful desires, then he does sinful activities. And when one does sinful activities, there is a reaction to that sinful activities. And reaction is that suffering. Another thing happens is that whenever one does sinful action, one is gross reaction, there is subtle reaction. Subtle reaction is it produces sinful tendency. And when sinful tendency is there, proclivity, that leads further to sinful desire. And then further leads to sinful activity. And then further leads to sinful proclivity. So it becomes a vicious cycle. For example, sometimes some person may think, what is wrong if I just once a while do sinful activity? Maybe New Year is there, let me enjoy one day. Every time I'm pious, I'm following all principles nicely. But once maybe I can just do some sinful activity. Suppose some student goes to college and thinks, oh now first year is there, now first New Year is coming, let me just smoke one time. Anyway, parents are not there, and I can just try out what's this thing. So you see, initially, because of his good samskars, there is resistance to smoking, and he has never smoked. But then what happens? Due to bad association and he may develop bad desire and he think, let me try out New Year party, they let me smoke. So he may do one time smoking. So when he does one time smoking, what happens? Tendency to smoke comes. You see that tendency to smoke, great tendency. And his resistance to smoking reduces. In the beginning, he may think I will smoke once in a year, but then his tendency to smoking increases. So later on, what happens? He says, after a few months, he thinks, let me again try once. So he tried to smoke twice a year. So when he smokes second time, then his tendency to smoking increases and his resistance to smoking reduces. Then he thinks, why is 1 6 months? I can smoke every month, So his tendency to smoking increases. Then he again smokes. His tendency to smoke increases and the resistance to smoke again decreases. Then he thinks, why I should smoke once a month? I should smoke every week, So he starts smoking once a week. And whenever he smokes, his tendency to smoke increases and the resistance to smoking reduces. And then again, he thinks, why once a week? I should smoke daily. And then he may tendency to smoke increases and the resistance to smoking reduces. And when he smokes daily, daily one smoke, then he thinks, I am to once a year. Sunday. I should smoke 3 times a day. Morning, afternoon, evening. And then resistance smoking reduces further. And then finally he thinks, why only 3 times? I should smoke sada. Sarvada sada. Always in all places, all the time. So it may be difficult for you to take his photograph without cigarette. There is always there with cigarette. So this is how desires completely entangled, and person becomes completely entangled, and he becomes chain smoker, and he cannot overcome on its own. So, however, when such a smoker gets into become chain smoker or drug addict or something, he may get caught up in each cycle of sin. How he can be saved? If he somehow other come in touch with devotees, somehow he take prasad, somehow he chants Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
He does that, his resistance, when he chants Hare Krishna, his resistance for smoking will increase and his tendency to smoke will reduce. Again, if he chants, once he chants, he will develop tendency to chant. And then he will chant more, and then his tendency to smoke will reduce. Then more he chants, his tendency to chant will increase more, and resistance for bad activities will increase, and previous tendencies will be wiped out. And then slowly, again, he by practice of devotional service, this cycle can be, there is vicious cycle which drags person down and makes one suffer. But by practice of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting, we can create another cycle called as virtuous cycle. Vicious cycle can be counteracted by virtuous cycle. And finally, if one chants Hare Krishna and always remembers, one can free from all sinful tendencies and sinful proclivities. So we may have Hirnish kind of tendencies and proclivities and desires, but by association devotees and in association with hearing and chanting, we can become Lord-like person. Lord has no tendency to do any sinful activities. So basically, when one comes in association with devotees and get proper knowledge and proper guidance, so we need to have proper knowledge. Avidya is cause of suffering. Knowledge, vidya is cause of happiness. So in association devotee we can get real knowledge based on Bhagavat Sravana Bhagavatam. And in association one can be under guidance of some experienced devotee. And under guidance if one practice devotional service, then he can be free from all the previous negative samskaras, negative desires, and can develop proper desires and one can become great devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, completely surrendered to Lord and completely dedicated in devotional service. And what is the result of being completely dedicated in service of Lord? Our great Acharya Ratna explains, just we sing the song and conclude. What is the result of giving up Hiranyakashipu kind of desires and developing Prahlad kind of desires and becoming surrendered to Krishna? So we sing this song and conclude. After that, if anybody has comments, please. Atma Nivedan to Apade. Prahlad Maharaj was surrendered to lotus feet of Lord. And what is the result of surrender to lotus feet of Lord? We see here. Atma Nivedana to Apade Kori. Hoinu Parama Sukhi. Atma Nivedana to Apade Kori. Hoinu Parama Sukhi. Dukha dure gelo. Chinta na rahilo, Gaudike Ananda dekhi. When we surrender to lotus feet of Krishna, God, what happens is Paramasukhi, one becomes extremely happy. Dukha duregilo, all miseries will go away. Chinta na rahilo, all anxieties will be finished. Chaudike anandeki, and everywhere we'll see happiness. This is the result of surrendering to God, Krishna. Ashoka abhaya, amrita adhara, tomara charana paya. We have many lamentations of past. Oh, why did I do that? Why he did that? And all these things. But when we take shelter of Lord, one can be free from all lamentation of the past. We have always some anxiety and fear about future. By taking shelter of Lord's lotus feet, one can free from all fear of future. Abhaya, become fearless. And in present, Amrita Adhara, one can experience nectar. We can free from all lamentation past. We can be free from all fear of future, and in present, we will be able to experience nectar in serving lotus feet of Lord. Sahate ekona vishamdaya, and one will find great peace and satisfaction. Chadino bhayabhay, and one will be free from all fear of material existence. Tomara samsare koribo sevana nahibo phale rabhani. You as center of my life. So when one comes to knowledge, he understands I am not proprietor, God is proprietor. I am not controller, God is controller. I am cooperator. I am not enjoyer, independent enjoyer. I am dependent enjoyer. My enjoyment depends on serving Krishna. So I understand that this house doesn't belong to me. This, my dear God, it is your house. And I will stay in your house. I will serve you. But without any expectation of results. And whatever pleases you, I will try to put effort in that direction. hoye padyanur, being attached to the lotus feet. तुम्हारा सेवाया दुख होय जता सही को परम सुख तुम्हारा सेवाया दुख होय जता सेवा सुख दुख परम संपद नाशाय अविद्या दुख सेवा सुख दुख परम संपद in your service, if there is some trouble, difficulty, challenge, problem, I will consider that as Parama Sukha, as great happiness. Whatever miseries come is my great wealth because this miseries and so-called troubles will Nashaya will destroy ignorance. When one serves Krishna, one get realization, Vivekam Vidya Prakash. And when divine knowledge awakens heart, all ignorance goes away, which is root of all suffering. Purva itihasa mulino sakala seva sukha pe mane. Purva itihasa mulino sakala seva sukha pe mane. Ami to tomara, tumi to amara. So much happiness that now I have forgotten all my past. I don't know what all background I have come from. Maybe I have done whatever things, but I have forgotten everything now. I am just happy to be your servant. Now I am yours and you are mine. So, ki kaja aparadane, what wealth, what other wealth is there any need of? I have got greatest wealth, I have got Lakshmipati, I have got you. So, I don't need now anything. No other material I need. Bhakti Vinoda Anande Dupiya Tumara Seva Ratare. Bhakti Vinoda Anande Dupiya Tumara Seva Ratare. Sab chesta tore tava ichha moto Apiya Tumara your home, this is not my home. And I will stay in your home. And how I will stay? Sabachishta kare tava ichamata. I will do all efforts as per your direction, as per your desires, for your pleasure. And doing so, actually, I will drown Ananda Rupi. I will drown in the ocean of happiness. And I will cross over this ocean of miseries. And I will go to the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Bhakti Thakur ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gopal Anybody has any questions or comments? Anyway, time is up now. So today we discuss the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, Atra Sarva Visargasha, Sthanam Bhushanam, Manvantara Ishanu Katha, Viroda Bhukti, and specifically discuss about Uttam, Buddhi, creativeness, auspicious and inauspicious desires and activities that bind person in the cycle of birth and death, which we will discuss in 7th canto, and which is represented by Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu represents inauspicious desires and activities, Prahlad Maharaj represents auspicious desires and activities. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be supreme control and enjoy, but he was just dissatisfied and unhappy. Whereas Prahlad, his only desire was to serve and please Lord, and he was always satisfied and happy. So, we should try to follow in footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj and try to see how we can, whatever situation where we can come to that ideal stage of pure devotional service. We see Srila Prabhupada, tomorrow is the day when Prabhupada appeared, arrived in Boston, America, from Calcutta. He carried Srila Bhagavatam. He carried this message, how we can be happy in this world by abiding by the laws of God, by becoming servant of God, living in harmony with instructions of God. So we can pray to Srila Prabhupada and we notice that we can try to understand this message and imbibe this message in our life and become pure devotees. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Acharya Ratna ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you all so much. So now we will be having the aarti. Prabhu will be staying during the lunch prashadam in case somebody wants to catch up further. So we can.
Nityananda, Priya Advaita. Hare Rama,
Acharya Ratna His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Hardas Thakur ki Jai Prem se Kapo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakti ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jai Braj Bhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki Jai Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai Ganga Maiya Yamuna Maiya ki Jai Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki Jai Samaveta Gaura Bhakta ki Jai Yuga Pavan Shri Harinam Sankirtan Mahayati ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Mulidhar ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurachandra ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande All glories to Samad devotees All glories to Samad devotees All glories to Samad devotees All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladadaine Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladadaine Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladadaine Namaste Narasimhaya
Haribol, thank you so much for coming for this Sunday's Bhagavat Sravana. We're here every Sunday, same time, different speaker, different topic, all talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. Coming up, some quick announcements this Saturday, so the 28th, we have our community picnic in Prospect Park from 1 to 4. So it'll be a really sweet program with some kirtan, a Kadashi picnic. It's also a potluck, so please come, bring friends, bring a meal, so we can all share together and be in Bhakti community together and have some sangha. And then Bhagavat Sravana here every Sunday. And then also other programs, we have our Saturday Soul Talks and Thursday night Ecstatic Kirtan. Thank you so much for coming. There's Prashadam sir in the back. Alright, we'll meet someone new. Thank you all for coming. Acharya Ratna again, thank you so much for coming and gracing us with a lovely class. Haribol.